It is a cold, wet night outside. We are inside a warm, cozy house. A fire is burning brightly in the fireplace. Mrs. White is knitting by the fire. An old man, Mr. White, and his son Herbert are playing chess. They are expecting a visitor, Sergeant Morris, who has just come back from India.
Check. Ugh, I should hardly think that he'd come tonight. Mate. That's the worst of living so far out.
Don't worry, dude. Maybe we'll win the next one.
There's a knock at the door.
Oh, there he is. I'll get him. Hello, Sergeant Morris.
Mr. White goes to the door and returns with a tall, red-faced man. Sergeant Morris shakes hands with everyone and goes to the fire.
Here, Sergeant Morris. Have a seat.
Oh, thank you. This feels really nice. It's cold outside, you know?
Yeah, even though the weather's so dull, it must feel great to be back home in England.
I'd love to go to India. It must be interesting. England is so dull. Nothing ever exciting happens here.
So, Morris, why don't you tell us more about that monkey's paw we've heard of?
Oh, there's nothing really to it. Just some strange old Eastern magic. Oh, please tell us. It's a good night for a story. Well, it just looks like an ordinary paw. Nothing special about it.
He takes a small paw from his pocket and gives it to Herbert.
Herbert, how could you touch that awful little thing?
It sure doesn't look like magic. What's so special about it?
But it is. An old man in India put a spell on it. He wanted to show that fate ruled people's lives, and that if you messed with fate, you'll get hurt. He put a spell on the paw so that 3 different men could have 3 wishes from it.
You sound so serious about it. It's just a silly old paw after all.
Why don't you make 3 wishes on it, Sergeant? I have.
Did you really get the 3 wishes?
Yes, I did. But let's not talk about it.
Well, has anybody else wished?
The first man had his 3 wishes. I don't know what the first 2 were, but the 3rd one was for death. That's how I got the paw. You mean he wished to die? And he did? Yes.
One moment, Sergeant. Let me get you a drink.
Probably just a coincidence.
I'm not so sure. If you've had your 3 wishes, why don't you give the paw to someone else?
I've thought about selling it, but I don't think I will. It has caused enough trouble already.
Sergeant Morris picks up the paw and throws it on the logs burning in the fireplace.
Don't do that. Sergeant Morris, if you don't want the paw, then give it to me.
Take it! But you're a fool if you do so. Don't blame me for what happens. Be sensible. Burn it!
No, I want it. How do I make the wishes?
Hold it in your right hand and wish aloud. But I warn you of the results.
You should wish for 4 pairs of hands from me.
Mrs. White gets up to make dinner.
If you must wish, wish for something sensible. But I think you'll be sorry.
The monkey's paw was forgotten during dinner. For the rest of the evening, the Whites listened to Sergeant Morris talk about India.
And this one, I discovered it 20 years ago. In an old temple, almost got me killed.
Wow, Sergeant Morris, that is quite intriguing.
Oh, it's late. I've talked too much. I should be going, but before I leave, I wish you'd throw the monkey's paw away.
Don't worry, Sergeant Morris. We'll be careful.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Morris.
Yes. I like the visit.
Get home safe.
A magic monkey's paw? How silly. Wish to be a king, father, so mother can't boss you around.
Wish for 200 pounds to pay off the mortgage.
Why not? Let's try it. I wish for 200 pounds.
Suddenly, he drops the paw.
Ah, it moved. It twisted like a snake. I swear it did.
It must have just been your imagination.
I don't see any money. I guess it doesn't work.
There's no harm done, but it gave me quite a scare. We should go to bed and just forget about magic for a while.